numbers and give us more exposure. You know.
Yeah, I agree.
But nah, I don't know if you remember, but the first conversation we had on Discord, I said that I was like, I didn't use the word curate, but I was like, oh, you put together all these events and like bring everybody together. I thought that was really cool, and I said that the first time we spoke. I don't know if you remember that.
That was like last year, no? Oh well, 2 years ago now.
I think so.
Going on two.
That's something like that.
Damn.
Yeah. hmm
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I respected. I still respect that, and you know what I'm saying. I like that about you, Steffi Khan. I do.
Get a girlfriend so I can put you on an event, bro.
Get a get it. You want me to get a girlfriend so you can put me on an event? Or are you saying you want to get me in an event to get a girlfriend?
I can't guarantee you love, bro.
Well, but get me on an event. Fuck it.
Nah, fuck it, bro. We're gonna get you on a hinge arc. You're gonna end up doing an IRL date stream with one of the girls, and I'm gonna be in
No.
your ear walking you through it. What the you mean no? We'll get Kermit to be your cameraman. The quality, well, the production quality will be through the roof. Bro. We'll have Panda do production. We're locked in. And then,
So is that
and
love?
then,
Is
and
that
then.
love pulling up to a hinge date with camera crew? Okay,
No,
earbuds
you
in.
just gotta tell her that you're a streamer and it's gotta be streamed or you can't do it. So you end up you talk to the girl, she rocks with you, be like, hey, I want to see you, but I'm a streamer and I like stream my life and everything. Like, can we stream our first date? Like, that's it. Like, I've done this. I've done this. So you'd be like, look, and then if she really fucks with you, she'll be like, damn, I want to see you too. She might be like, do we have to stream it? And then you just be like, yes, but we don't have to stream the whole time or some shit. And then boom.
Respectfully, I would never do some shit like that. Like if it was just for content, yeah, but like if I'm trying to if I'm really trying to get a girlfriend here, I'm just not
I mean, it could be just for
doing that.
content. I don't know what your intentions are, but
No, like I would do it just for content, but like if I'm going in this trying to get a girlfriend, I'm just not like if I'm really trying to get a girlfriend, I'm
what
not
she can't
bringing
accept
cameras.
the streamer part of you, bro. Your girlfriend's
No,
not gonna be able to accept
that's
it.
a whole different thing. It's just like
I
first
don't know. That's how
impressions,
it
nigga. I
sounds
got
to
a
me.
camera crew, bro. It's a
Hey,
date,
bro,
bro. What the
that
fuck? I
that
look like
that that,
streaming this
that
shit
that's like
live.
that. You never did a date stream before?
No,
I need to
and
get
I
better at
don't
my
want
date
to.
streams. Shit. Yeah. I mean, maybe we're just two different breeds.
I guess so.
Date
If I
streams are
want love,
fun.
I'm gonna keep streaming out of it until you know what I'm saying. We get closer to like you know what I'm saying. Then
I
she can
feel like
start
I
popping up
feel
on the
like
streams.
I feel like the closer you get, and when you don't like introduce stream immediately, it makes it a weird dynamic in my opinion.
No, I'm not gonna not intro. I'm not gonna not tell her I stream or something.
That's
You
not what
know,
I'm talking
I'm gonna.
about. I'm talking about like with chat and everything. Like,
But what if it's a what if you know I'm in love with a girl and like she knows I stream this and that, but like maybe she doesn't want to be on the camera. Like maybe she doesn't want to be part of it.
yeah, that can be
It's
communicated.
yeah
That's
yeah.
why I
But
was saying
all I'm
communicate
saying is
that.
yeah, and I'm gonna do that. But all I'm saying is off the rip, I'm not off the rip. I'm not doing that. If I'm really trying to find love.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah yeah
Shit. I was in
yeah.
I was I was in that I
We
was in
just two
that
different
I was in
breeds.
that I was in that hotel talking about. Yeah, no, I want to see you too, but I gotta edit these clips. So I gotta stream that little shit. Let me know though.
I mean, nothing wrong with that. I
That
mean,
shit is funny.
nothing wrong with that. It's just not I'm on the first date, okay, with like fucking 13 people in the chat,
That's
13,
the
13
that.
rows in the damn chat.
Nah, it'd probably be more. You probably hit a smooth 20, 30 that stream. Because
Yeah, you right.
bro, your emotions are gonna come through the camera. You feel me? Like you're out of your comfort zone, and chat's going to find that entertaining. You know what I mean? It's parasocialism at its finest, quite literally.
For sure. I definitely see what you mean, but just a respect thing too.
Who are you
I don't know.
disrespecting if you communicate it?
But if I communicate beforehand, hey, I'm gonna stream this date from the
No,
like I
you're
don't even.
asking. No, you're asking. You're saying, hey, like I'm a streamer or whatever. Like I want to see you and everything, but
I can't.
I've been
I
that.
just can't. I
Then you
just can't.
can't. Then you can't.
I
It,
I feel disrespectful. Even if I'm not disrespecting her, I just feel disrespectful because like
that's just a you thing, then.
if she's cool, yeah, if she's cool with it, even if she was cool with it, I still probably wouldn't do it. Like I don't know, like you got on Hinge
Yeah,
looking for love. But I'm on here. If I was a girl, I'd feel like, oh, does he even really
like
care? Is
use.
this all just for
Yeah,
content? Yeah,
I actually
you
had
know,
someone talk to me about that once. Like,
yeah.
like,
See,
like we had like a whole conversation, and she was like, I'm a human being. Like it was like really hard for me to like know like if you even really like fucked with me or not, and a bunch of other things. And like I read her message because it was a long ass message, and like
hmm
I understood where she was coming from, and I apologized, and it was as simple as that. And then I went on stream, and then I was like, yeah, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do the love arc anymore like right now. Um,
yeah.
but I meant no harm, and I genuinely fucked with her. Because like title change, we could switch it, but I was supposed to then go to sleep. I ain't gonna lie. What's
Yeah,
good, bro?
I actually gotta. I wanted to post some YouTube videos too, get some clips, but we got 5 more minutes. We're cool, 5 more minutes.
Oh,
Okay, 5 minutes on the timer.
but yeah, yeah, bro. I think everybody's gonna like have their feelings towards it in the end. Um,
Definitely.
like I said, like expressing it like ahead of time is important. If they say that it's fine and then they don't like feel okay afterwards or whatever, or like they feel like something was like vague or some other thing, then that can be communicated and everything, and like apologies can be had or whatever. But it's all about communication. Like me and her are still cool to this day, um, and I never meant to make her feel like that. Honestly, like
hmm
shit, there was girls that like ghosted me, bro, and I was like, damn, like girls that were like yapping with me, like everything was like cool, like funny streams and everything, like good moments. They just ghosted, and so I was just like, damn. So it's really just it's just communication, bro. Like whether somebody's uncomfortable and you like, I'm not trying to convince you, but like obviously you're uncomfortable with like even the idea. So it's just like, okay,
hmm
then you just don't gotta do it, you know.
Yeah.
It's as easy as that. Um, but nothing
Yeah.
nothing is like nobody's gonna, you know what? Yeah, nah, I don't know. Anything's possible.
It's just a personal thing. I want to separate. I'd want to separate that, and then slowly introduce streaming with, you know what I'm saying. That's how I would function.
Who the
You know.
who is this? Do I know who this is? Oh, am I a bad person?
What happened?
I think somebody invited me to an event a while ago and I didn't see it, and I'm being invited to another event. Do you guys respond to all your messages? Like to any of my streamers or any content creator, like even just regular people, like sorry, I don't mean to refer to y'all as regular people, but like anybody in the
Mhm.
chat, bro. Like do you guys like do you guys respond to your like all your messages? Because it's a little overwhelming for me personally. Sometimes like there's moments where like I want to like respond to people, but then it's also I'm just kind of like, damn, like there's a certain amount of energy that goes into like trying to type a response, and it makes me uncomfortable sometimes. Like I'll try not to be an asshole, but if I'm telling somebody no to something, it's just like, do I just tell you like a straight up no, or do I tell you no and try to give you an explanation, even though I know I don't have to explain myself to you? You know what I mean? And then
Uh-huh.
I've turned down so many events. I've turned down so many events in the past year, either because of my life situation, because I already had something going on, or because I just genuinely didn't want to do it. And it's just like I think in my head I expected at some point for people to stop asking because they didn't want to be told no, um, which I guess is like a fault for me. But like I don't know, it just makes me uncomfortable, and I guess it makes some other streamers uncomfortable to even ask. So shout out them for like even asking. Hmm. Not gonna lie, it takes me a while to respond, but I try. It takes me a while sometimes, but I try to respond. I turned down so many times I stopped getting asked. Yeah, I don't know how I still keep
Ooh.
getting asked. Not that I like. It's cool to be asked, bro, but sometimes I get asked for stuff that just doesn't even like fit what I would want to do, and I could step out of my comfort zone to like try to do it, but it's just like it's like I said, bro. Not every streamer or every person that I know should be on every event. I had niggas getting mad at me for not inviting them to other niggas' events, bro. Like, I had niggas DMing me on other platforms talking about why didn't you invite me to this event? Why didn't you invite me to that event? I'm like, nigga, this is not my fucking event. Like, in, bro, holy shit, bro. I don't know. I don't know what the sense of entitlement is, bro. Like, it, if you don't get invited,
If you didn't get asked to, if you didn't get invited, don't go.
thanks,
What is it?
thanks, dude. If you didn't get invited, don't ask to go.
No
That
problem
that's
type
what it
shit.
is, bro. But no, but like quite literally, um, in like for events that like I would host, it's like I said, bro. There's certain times where niggas just shine really bright, right? And then if another nigga also shines bright, somebody's light's gonna get out dimmed, and I don't think it's really good for me to put someone in a position to where they're not gonna look good on stream. I want everybody to be able to have their moments, and I want things to be able to like coordinate as best as possible. So if I'm planning an event and I feel like two niggas ain't gonna mesh, them two niggas not gonna be on stream together. If I feel like putting two niggas on stream together is gonna be fucking entertaining as shit, I'm putting them two niggas on stream together, and then so on and so forth. But like for me, I don't know, bro. I can't necessarily even say what I am, bro. Chat will probably like judge me better than I would ever be able to judge myself. But genuinely, dog, like if I'm getting invited to an event and I actually say yes, which is also kind of a rarity, like we either gotta be like good friends or like I really gotta feel like I like fuck with you or something. Um, or I really like the event idea. Like I don't think I'm obligated to try and get anybody else in there, bro. Like, I'm not in a group, I'm not in a collective, nor was I. And, like,
Hmm.
I don't know,
See,
bro.
I feel like
Even in
I
a group
can't
or a
relate.
collective, bro, like, what?
I can't relate to any of this at all because I don't know. I honestly don't know a lot of streamers. Like I know a lot of streamers, but I'm not like cool with a lot of streamers. You know, not like yeah beef or something. But I just haven't like spoken to a lot of people, especially in the underground. And I don't even get invited to a lot of events. Like I could probably count on two hands the amount of events I've been invited to.
I think I don't as much anymore. Um, but it's really like, it's in moments like the fall off or the fallout. Fall off was crazy. It's moments like the fallout to like a streamer awards or to like a drama event, when there's like a large audience and I end up just being there and niggas see me there and they're like, oh, this cool as shit. Maybe I can get in
I,
with that nigga to do this or that. And then niggas are like, yo, like, you want to do this, you want to do that or something. Or niggas just put me on a pedestal and think that I'm bigger than I am. Shit, maybe I am. Shit, I don't know. Maybe I'm misjudging it. But I don't think that's the case. I don't think that I am. And like I don't know, bro.
I just think you are seeing a lot, or you just know a lot of streamers in the underground. Like you know, like a lot compared to everybody, and like seeing you like I feel like they're looking at you as like uh not
And
a
in
gateway, like an in kind of. Yeah, so that's where I think that stems from. You know what I'm saying?
that doesn't
I don't.
feel a little like foolish.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not saying it's not or anything, but I'm just saying that's what's probably going through their heads when they say shit like that.
This underground shit don't gotta end, bro. Yeah, like it don't gotta end, but it's gotta have an out somewhere. Shit, like
Yeah, but for me though, hey, like I said, I only been invited to like probably about 10 total events total ever, and when I say no, it's I don't know. I try to make it to every event I'm invited to. I'm invited to. If I can't, I can't. But there's never been a situation where like I've been invited to one and I just don't want to do it. Like I always want to do it,
I
but
can't say the
sometimes
same.
I can't. Yeah, we're just yeah. I'm not.
I mean, it's only because like there's a lot of events that get repeated, and then on top
Hmm.
of shit getting repeated, um, I don't know, bro. There was just some that I felt like the production level would or could have been better, and so it made me not want to do another one. Uh,
I could actually see that. I could see that.
Cause I think there's a lot of good ideas. Like even me, my old events were like cool, and I try to like have them planned out, but production was pretty bad comparatively to I feel like what I'd be able to pull off now. Like there's one event that I've actually been working on, that I want to do, that I really want to do, but it's not like a large event unfortunately, but it's something that's repeatable, and like I want the production to be good as shit. I'm not gonna lie, like I actually genuinely I feel like production doesn't have to be super crazy on shit for it to be successful, but I think it's beneficial.
Mm.
You know, this is something I said so long ago, bro. Repeatability, like being able to do something like consistently engaging and entertaining as content is the best way to grow, right? Like if you're able to stream every day and put out like a quality stream every day is good. And I really genuinely think like spamming events, quick way to get hella viewers. I'm not gonna lie, like the quickest because you get your face out there, people will start like knowing who the you are, stuff like that. But it has to be good, and the quality has to
Hmm.
actively get better. You know what I mean? So if I had started doing like the events and stuff that I did last year, like boom, E-date, are you smarter than a Twitch streamer? Uh, I don't even want to start naming shit. I
Hmm.
genuinely think if I just went on a run of like a month of just consistent like events, like good as shit, I don't know, bro. I might be able to start averaging like 30, 40, 50. What makes a stream quality though? Good, like good vibes. First off, good vibes, like being able to like smile, at least for my brand, for me, right? I can't speak for anyone else, but what my quality is going to be different than what someone else's quality is. What's gonna get me to where I gotta be isn't gonna be the same thing that gets somebody else to where they gotta be. A stream that
Hmm.
is quality to me is something that has a bit of planning, but not a lot, right? It can be loose planning, right? If it's like a game stream, okay, maybe I'm trying to beat the entire game in a day. If it's an interactive stream, maybe I'm hosting some type of tournament for my community or we're just playing games and chilling and shit. So I'm super interactive, super engaged in chat. If it's an event stream, if it's a Steffi Kun event stream, good contestants or good homies around me for whatever event that I'm hosting, good production, sound quality, and something that makes the stream different. Something that's going to make it stand out. So people who are bigger than me are going to see that shit and they're going to be like, oh shit, this guy's tough. Like,
Hmm.
he went above and beyond what someone at his level would have, what would have been expected for someone at his numbers. He deserves more exposure because I'm not trying to get saved. I think my actions will save me. I'm not gonna lie, if that makes sense. Like
No,
save
that totally makes
myself.
sense.
Um, I feel like it has to be objective. It's if it's gamering a larger audience though. See, that's what I'm trying to figure out how to differentiate. But it's different for every person. Like you take the things that you're already doing and you take the things that you want to do and you do it. Everybody already knows what they have to do. It's just like actually taking the action to do it. Not even just that. People will know what they want to do and not be able to bring it to reality. I used to want to make YouTube videos and like do these thumbnails and like all these other things, but I never knew how to like actually do them. And then me and Fizzy and Lambie and Nate Cut, Quiz, and everybody started hanging around, Pandubs, and everybody started hanging around with each other, started talking to more, Trey too. And like, bro, like I learned so much and it really felt like it got to a point to where I wasn't just like having these ideas, I was able to actually like bring them to reality. And you know what? That's what makes a group good. Because when you don't have skills, somebody in that group probably has that skill, and you get there. And that's why the underground was cool to me. You know, I felt like everybody brought something to the table, and I felt like everybody bringing something to the table and just sharing that shit and having a good time was nice. It was very nice. It was a very good time while it lasted. Not gonna lie, I feel like
Why don't you think it could come back? Do you think it could come back?
I don't like getting close to people.
You know what? That's fair. Fairs.
I think
Especially after what's been happening lately.
you know
That is fair.
that doesn't even have anything to do with me because I don't think I've had any problems with people. Like I've had my own issues, or I've had people that have either have issues with me or whatever. Like I don't really know, right? Because I don't think about it too much. Um, but like I got love for everybody. You know, even if anybody's ever like said some shit about me or like done me wrong, like I still love you. I ain't gonna lie. I still care about people. I still want people to win. Um, even if I didn't want you around me at like a certain time or shit like that. But like that, I think my reaction and me not wanting you around after doing something is valid. You know what I mean? I wish I could have been a little bit more like Jesus and just let Judas be in the corner and then like I'm a martyr and all that shit. But like I wasn't. I was angry because I was going through my own shit. And if I wasn't angry, then I probably could have done that. But I feel like for me, when I get too close to people, sometimes, uh, like I either end up ruining it or I end up getting stuck. Like
Right.
like I'm picking up a rose. Like it's so pretty. Like I love this so much, and then I'm touching it, and then the moment I touch the rose, I'm bleeding, and I don't really like that. Um, I feel like it's the same way, vice versa. I feel like sometimes when people get closer to me, I end up sticking them. You know what I mean? Like the crash outs. It goes for everyone. Like it's like the same way with like me and my girl and stuff like that. It's one reason why I didn't want a relationship. I didn't just not want a relationship because I thought it was going to take away from my content. I didn't want a relationship because I didn't think I could treat somebody's daughter the way that they deserve to be treated. Like genuinely. I didn't think that I was going to be able to view things in the way that I wanted to view them properly in order to be the man that I wanted to be. So I didn't want a relationship. That's just what it is. Like I was self aware enough to be able to see the issues that not only like somebody else could bring to me, but the issues that I'm going to probably bring to someone else. And then it happened. And so it was quite literally like I'm not right about everything, right? I will never be. I can't see the future, you know what I mean? But I know myself, you know what I mean? I know myself. I know how I feel.
Right.
Um, and if I'm not in a good headspace or if I'm not okay with myself, I can't be okay around other people, which is typically why I just default to not doing events, which is why I say no. If if I was in a good space, when I was in a good space, I was saying yes to everything. Like I was saying yes to every event, bro. Not gonna lie. Like, and I was pulling through unless I really couldn't make it. I was doing my best to like get other niggas on events. I was trying to help with events, like, and I grew so much, bro. Like I learned so much. Like
Can I
grew
ask a
in terms
question?
of knowledge. Yeah, talk to me.
Um, it makes sense. Like if you're not in the right headspace, it makes sense to say no when you're dealing with other people. But like, why don't you try forcing yourself to say yes for something,
I do.
something that you think will be worth it? Oh, and does it sometimes end up turning out better than you expected, and it actually
I think it can. I think that's something that like happens. Um, I think at least the headspace that I'm in, right, is something that can like lead people into depression, but I'm not going that route because I actually end up feeling better when I'm by myself, which is,
Felt, felt.
but I feel like I feel hopeful when I'm with other people. I feel more like I force myself to be optimistic, but there's just times where like I'm around people where I still just don't act that way, like with you, which isn't a bad thing, but it's a perfect note with you and Fizzy, which is a
Mm,
perfect note. It's like y'all are my boys. I genuinely care about y'all like to death. Um, but it's to the
likewise.
it's to the point to where it's like if you like someone and you love them a lot, obviously you're not gonna want that person to like get hurt or like see anything like go wrong, and so it can bring a type of like frustration and like anger when things do go wrong, you know. Um,
For sure.
that's that's tough to deal with, and it kind of sometimes makes you someone you don't want to be. That is not directly related to what the point I wanted to even say was, but I guess I said it. I don't know why that's
I mean,
important.
that
But
kind of makes sense, but go ahead.
um I don't like certain jokes and things that get made because I don't like how I react to them. Like I could actually genuinely find like a joke or something funny, but then I'll be like, damn, like I shouldn't laugh to this or I shouldn't react to this because I'm trying to keep myself in like a certain like stasis. Like I just want to be like consistent in all things, like consistent emotion, like consistent thought processes, consistent actions. And routine's good, but I don't know, bro. It's like I'm willing
Can I?
to give up the chaoticness of like day to day life to live in like a mundane like pattern as long as it means I get the life that I want. Is that crazy?
Can I be honest? Yeah, a little bit. Um,
Yeah, well, that's perspective.
yeah, I'm just answering the question.
Yeah.
But um, I it makes sense what you're saying, but this is what it seems like to me, right? It seems
Wait a
like
minute. How is that crazy if people do that from the day to day?
okay. Let me okay, okay. The way I'm looking at this is you are specifically what happened with us with Dark Souls, and the crash out. Um, I think, as an example, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you want to eject yourself out of something before it gets worse, if it even does get worse. You know what I mean? Um, and I think it makes sense what you're saying, but I think controlling how you should feel about certain things, to me, I think it's kind of dangerous because you are willing to, like I said, eject yourself from certain things that could be more beneficial than you originally thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
I
that's with
I, I don't think.
anything. We can't see the future. We only
Yeah,
know how we
definitely.
feel.
It could be better. It could be worse. Right. But if you eject yourself, you never will know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if I'm willing to
And
eject myself, then it's probably something that I didn't necessarily really even want in the first place.
I mean, is that true?
It can't be,
Yeah.
and I think
And
that that
it can't not
hurts.
be. Definitely. Definitely. And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
this
yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest real quick. Steffi, I fuck with you real like so tough. Like I really appreciate the talks we have, and I feel like we've gotten really close recently. But this is just what I think. You can take this with a grain of salt. But I think you are a little too hard on yourself, a lot. And I feel like you probably already know that. But I just think. just try, just be like, I'm not saying be natural, but like try not to hold yourself back with certain things. I because I used to be an overthinker like a lot, and it drove me into a depression. And I just think I kind of like laid back a little bit, let loose, and like that's why I kind of joke about the things I do now, because at a certain point it's like I don't give a fuck. Like I do care. Like, listen, I'm a streamer. We all want to make it big. We all want to. Okay, I don't want to get banned. I'm just using this as an example, but I don't want to get banned. I do make some crazy jokes sometimes that would get me banned. Um, but it, when I'm gonna cross that road, if I get there, hopefully not. But as of now, until then though, I'm gonna you know react how I react to certain things. I'm gonna say what I say to certain things. If something pops up in my head, like I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna have some filters for sure, but like it's like I don't know. I don't want to over police myself to how I react to things, or the things I say. I do want to police myself to a certain extent, but I don't know. To me, like over policing yourself will drive you mad. That in my experience, and I like I said, I fuck with you, and I think you're hurting yourself a little bit by doing that, and I'm just looking out, kind of thing. Does that make sense? And it's definitely I'm already knowing. It's easier said than done. I'm already knowing, like I'm already knowing, but I just think, you know
Will we not assume that the environment affects that though? Like if you feel like you're in an environment to where you're set up to win, you wouldn't have to overly police yourself. That way, you you could just end up like doing things a certain way. And under the perception of people thinking that I'm hard on myself, has it ever like? And I'm sure it probably has. So just endure my question just for my pure curiosity. Has it ever
uh,
like? Has the question ever thought like, okay, well, why? Like, why does he do this? Like, why does he feel like this is the method?
mm,
You know, because I'm sure there's a lot of other creators, people, human beings on the planet in general, who have seen success that have done a similar thing. Because success can come from just obviously being yourself. Like that's a part of it, and being hard on myself is part of myself. But
for sure.
like
I think I know where you're going with
do
this.
do y'all do
Am
y'all
I considering the why? Is that what you're asking?
yeah, but I already asked that. I was gonna ask if y'all feel like y'all are doing enough, and when y'all don't feel like y'all aren't doing enough, does then that frustrate you? And then if it frustrates you, it comes back to the thing that I said earlier of like, what's the point of feeling those emotions if we're not going to take any actions?
No, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. And that's what I've been feeling lately. I've been feeling that I know what I need to be doing, and we're both in different positions. Obviously, everybody is. Um, I feel like I like to make excuses for why I'm not doing what I should be doing, and it is hard because with my job, I work full time, and the hours I work are fucking me. It is. I'll give that excuse some leverage, but at the same time, there is things I could be doing to work around it, and I agree. Like if you feel a certain way about something that you're doing, well, it's because you're doing it, and if you just stop doing it, then your emotions will change, and I completely agree with that. And but at the end of the day, I just think we're human. Okay, we're not perfect. Um, you know, And I realize that there is definitely stuff I could be doing to better myself. Everybody, and that goes for everybody. Okay, even with streaming, there is stuff I could be working on right now that would, you know. But at the end of the day, we're all human. Like I had a long day. You had a long day. Like sometimes, like I could, like for example, I could be, before work, okay, pumping out TikToks, doing this, doing that, go to work, come home, stream. I could be, but I got to get realistic to at a certain point. You know what I mean? Because that's crazy. Every fucking day, that's crazy. You know what I mean? So to a certain extent, we gotta get realistic. We're humans. We get tired. We don't want to do shit. We don't want to respond to this person. We don't want to do this. We don't want to do that. And it happens sometimes. It, some people will let it. Some people will let that pile up and like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And there's some people that will catch themselves after a day. Okay, I fucked off yesterday. Today, let me lock in. Okay, but that just goes person to person. But at the end of the day, I think a day or two of chilling or whatever, you know, we can have that for sure. Did I cook yet? But yeah, I just think being hard on yourself is good for sure. But I think there's a certain line that needs to be drawn. Sometimes you need to give yourself a little grace.
Where is that line for me, DJ?
See, I can't speak on it for you because you're in a different situation.
But I'm hard on myself.
Okay.
So what's my answer?
I'm not gonna lie. So when you brought up that I didn't think of the why, and you're right because you are in a different situation. But I'm gonna say this, right? I'm not gonna speak on. This is all I'm gonna say. You said streaming, like, at this point is your life, right? Like, this is you're on this shit every day. You stream yourself like homeless. Like, this is like part of your life. Um, I get why you're hard on yourself, especially for example with the jokes and stuff like that. I get it. This is like this is you, like part of you. So you want to protect that, and I get it. But it kind of goes back to what you also said earlier of this is the position you put yourself in. You know what
Of
I'm saying?
course.
Um, you know, I don't want I
I mean, it's like you're blaming me
Jerome,
for the consequences of my actions.
right. Yeah, I don't want to sound like a dickhead, but you are where you are because of the choices you made, and
So
that
then
goes
I'm
for
not
everybody.
being hard on myself. I'm being realistic. If I put myself in this position, I think I'd be a fucking dumbass to not win. No? If I went homeless for this and I lost sleep and I didn't eat and I gave up relationships and I lost homes and I blocked family members,
Right, and I'm
then
not
it
attacking
would
you, by the way.
probably make sense to be hard on yourself to ensure you don't lose things again. It probably makes sense to try and not crash out and try to not speak to certain people in certain ways so you don't lose relationships again. Because
Definitely.
because when you lose someone that you thought would be your forever, or when you lose your best friend of 10 years and stuff like that in a short span of time, and then you're gaining what you feel is not equivalent to the things that you're losing at a rapid pace, then what else do you do?
So when I said you're too hard on yourself, okay, I'm not attack. This is not an attack on you. I
I'm
fucked you
listening.
the long way.
No, yeah, I'm not.
Okay,
I'm not upset. I'm just. I'm.
okay.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't mean you're too hard on yourself like to the extreme. Like, I feel like we're all too hard on ourselves a lot of the time, really. Um, and you're right. Like, but just for example, I keep bringing up our example because that's the only example I can go off of, really. But it's just that you were willing to just give up our relationship over that. You know, it like you were saying, like, you have to be you want to be hard on yourself to prevent you from losing people and losing things like that. When it gets to the point of ejecting yourself, that's where I kind of, I'm not saying, I'm not a therapist, okay? I'm not trying to concretely say that's where the line is for you, but like, I don't know, it's you never know. Like, when you were when that crash out happened and you were willing to, you know, discard our relationship, that was a little extreme. And I feel like you were being too hard on yourself to just be able to just do that. You know what I mean? I like I said, I'm not a therapist. I'm not analyzing. I'm not trying to like break down your how your brain works or anything like that. All I'm saying is, um, I don't know, maybe just um, give yourself some grace. That's basically what I'm just saying. Just give yourself a little grace, cause you're human, bro. You know. And I agree with a lot of this, like most of the stuff you said. I totally agree with most of the stuff you said. I agree with you. I just think it gets to a point.
Okay,
You know.
DJ, I wanna ask you this.
Okay.
You lose things. We all lose things. It's normal. That's human, right?
For sure.
People go through a bunch of different things in life. My life could have been anyone else's. I could have woken up one day and been Justin Bieber. Okay, that just wasn't my life, right? So I love my life. I think I've lived a good life, and I think that everything that I've lost or have gained, and every person that I've met has been for whatever reason that God wills, right? Um, you lose things. Then there's things that you never had. I've had both. And then there's certain things I've been blessed with consistently, right?
Hmm.
Having taken an optimistic path, then not being optimistic, being depressed for a very long time, to come back to an optimistic path, and then losing things crazily in a short period of time, and trying to latch on to the optimism that under a different amount of circumstances I could have just given up and just stayed like I hate everyone, right?
For sure.
But I didn't want that. I'd rather keep myself in check to where I think I'm actually going to get work done, to where then I do, to where I actually do learn things, to where I'm actually growing. That way, if something goes wrong, or I feel uncomfortable, or I don't like something, to where I can give it up rather than have it take it from me. From what I'm hearing, from what you're saying, I understand like giving myself grace, but at times where I'm trying to cut something off, it seems a little more so like I don't want that thing to be taken from me. Because I would rather not live in a world where things are constantly taken from me. Because if I feel like I don't have those things and they're going to be constantly ripped from my hands and I feel powerless about it, then that's
Hmm.
going to be an issue. Because then I'm not going to love my life. And then I'm not going to be the kindest. Because then there's not going to be any optimism. And then when there's no optimism, there's no reason to keep going. Instead, I'd rather to be like, okay, well, maybe we didn't agree on this, or well, maybe me and this person didn't see eye to eye on this, but I still love them. I still care about them. I hope they're doing good. Rather than it get to a moment to where things can get blown out of proportion, I end up losing someone against my own will. I'll hate them for maybe a year, maybe a couple of months, and then I'm wishing the best for them. Instead, I'd rather be able to just wish the best for them the whole time. If I'm going to lose them regardless, why not lose them on my terms? You know? It's really hard to be put in a position to where you have answers and you see solutions. It's very hard to be like, damn. And I'm sure you all agree, everyone. Like we all go through it. Like I'm sure there's a lot of times that we can think back to in our lives to where it'd be like, damn, I wish I could have done this, you know? And we can't. We never would be able to. I'd rather not have to wait for those answers again. I'd rather not have to think back. I don't want to have regrets. And if I make a mistake, like you said, it's like I made my bed and I lie in it. If I constantly say I made my bed and I lie in it, then if there's not a smile on my face at the end of my life, that's my fault. I can't blame anyone else. I don't want to blame anyone else. I don't want to judge anyone else. I don't want to blame anyone else. I want to be able to look at my fellow man and be like, we're doing our best. But then if I leave shit just for time or for a chance, then when that dice gets rolled and it's not a 7, then I'm gonna be like, damn, I really could have took my time and did this or did that or did this or did that, or I could have fueled it in this and that and this and that and made shit better. You're supposed to look forward. I don't want to do that shit. See, I feel like even now my problem is I'm constantly looking back instead of being where I'm at and trying to work on things moving forward. But it's really tough when I feel like there's a lot of things around me that remind me of my past.
For sure. And that's what I did want to mention. Like I said, I'm not a fucking therapist, bro. I'm a guy. But it just seems like, based off past experiences, you want to move a certain way to avoid it.
That's life.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And it's definitely easier said than done. And but what I'm just getting at is it's good to move a certain way to prevent that. I just hate saying it, but it just gets to a point to where, like, I feel like you're um blocking yourself out from potential, you know what I'm saying, from potential good things based off of the past. That's
Everything
the way
has
I see it.
potential, DJ.
Right. Right. And everything has potential to be great or terrible. And I get it. You've dealt with a lot of terrible. You just it's easier said than done. I know. But I just think, like, you never, it could be something great. And I don't think shielding yourself, over shielding yourself, is gonna make you feel happier in the end. I'm not attacking you. You know.
Do you think that I'm processing this in a way to where I believe like you're attacking me?
No, I mean, just like we just spoke about. Just based off the past. I
I don't feel
I
like you're
don't want to.
attacking me.
Okay. But I just want to reiterate that.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Like, yeah,
I think
I'm just
to
looking out for you. We're all hard on ourselves, and I just don't want you, because I've been there, and it's a lot of mental gymnastics when it comes to shit like that, and it drove me fucking insane, and it made me itch, like, to the point where I didn't want to avoid the worst. I didn't do anything. I stayed in my fucking bed for weeks. I didn't even brush my teeth. I didn't even take showers. Like, to the point where, okay, if I don't go out there and, you know, do anything, then I won't lose anything.
But
You
that's
know
the
what I mean?
cost of
That's the
admission. You gotta lose
yeah,
something.
yeah, right. And but my brain was, if I just don't go, if I don't admit, if I don't, then I won't lose anything. That's the point it got to me, and I hated it, and I just don't want to see you go down that, you know?
Yeah, I think you're a good friend, and I think you have good intentions. I think I think at the point where I end up feeling like anyone doesn't know me is because you assume I haven't been. You know, um, I presume like
Yeah,
I just I just I just presume you can only make assessments based off the things that you know.
for sure.
Um, and maybe my response is half-hearted in a sense, but I think I don't know, bro.
Yeah, I
I don't know.
don't
I
know
think
every aspect. I don't know every aspect of your life, and I'm not even I didn't even mean to get, like, so deep with it. I just wanted to just let you know, just give yourself some grace. Like, I don't know the whole story. I don't know everything about you. And I don't want to speak on what you've gone through and what you're going through. I don't want to speak on that because I don't know. You know, we've really only gotten close recently, so I really, there's a lot of stuff I don't know about you, and there's a lot of stuff you don't know about me. Um, and I don't want to assess you and analyze you, and I'm really not trying to do that. I just want to let you know that you're human, bro. You know, give
have I
yourself a
have
break
I
sometimes.
ever you see y'all say that, and then you'll you said earlier like you don't want to try to be perfect, but have I said anything that like isn't achievable by human means? Or have I ever tried to take any action that is not achievable by human means?
I'm not sure what you mean.
What is the point of saying we're human if being human is so broad and at times feel limitless? I feel like that's putting limits on something that doesn't necessarily need it. And then for the perfection thing, I don't think perfection necessarily exists, nor do I believe the things that we are striving for as people can be considered perfection. And
I
so
agree.
I don't understand the use of the words in this context.
Did I did I use that word?
Earlier you did, but that's neither here nor there. I just felt like I had to say that. Um, what is the reminder of humanity like matter akin to the conversation?
um, I think I know what you're saying now. All I'm saying is, like I said, I agree with most of the stuff you're saying. I'm not saying you shouldn't um, move accordingly based off things that happen. I'm not saying you shouldn't try to be a better person. I'm not saying that. Um, and I agree. Perfectionism isn't. I don't believe in it. And definitely you can strive in that direction. Um, but
What is the direction of perfect?
oh, just better, just bettering yourself or trying to do things that would in turn better yourself.
That's
But
striving towards perfection.
yeah, but in my beliefs, I don't think you're ever gonna. I don't think anybody's gonna ever gonna reach it. But you can move toward. You can move up. You know what I'm saying? You could do things to go up. But going back to that thing you said earlier, you said um, something about a supernova and you dim yourself. That's what I'm getting at.
That was in relation to other people, DJ.
I mean, it goes for everybody though, right?
The stars were an analogy for like us, really an allegory, I believe. But the semantics. Uh,
Yeah, I don't even know what that
I'm the
means.
star. You're the star. Rar's the star. We're all stars. Like human beings are stars. And sometimes in certain environments, whatever space you're in, your star may burn brighter than the star next to you. So when you're too close to one star that's really bright, it
Oh,
dims your light. Yes.
okay. I guess I misunderstood that. But what I was trying to say with that, what I understood it as is
You're saying
you
I'm like
just
Icarus, like I'm flying too close to the sun.
maybe that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example here. I don't know. I can't give an example, but I just think I think being I'm trying to figure out how to word this. I know what I want to say, but I don't know how to word it. Um, just I feel like just over I don't know how to say this. I just feel like it'd be a detriment. Like I said, there's a threshold to it. So when it comes to trying to control certain things, especially about yourself, if you over control yourself, it's gonna be a detriment to you eventually. And I'm not necessarily. That's just a broad statement, very broad. I'm not trying to pin that on anything that you've went through specifically or anything specific. It's just a broad statement. You could also do too little. You could do too little, it'd be a detriment. Doing too much would be a detriment. I think there's moderation.
Yeah, valid. Constantly putting myself down. Honestly,
Somebody
I
said that.
don't think. Yeah, rich man. Rich man asked how I was constantly putting myself down, going supposed to help. You got to give yourself some sympathy. But if I felt like I was putting myself down, I wouldn't be doing the things that I do.
Yeah, I don't know if what he said was necessarily what I was saying.
No, there was a bunch of stuff.
Oh shit.
There was a bunch of chats. Um, excuse me.
They're having a mog off. Listen, listen. I'm not even. I'm not qualified. Like I know it looks like. I don't want it to look like this. Like like that. I'm trying to
Does it look like that, or do you think
coach.
that it looks like that?
That's what it feels like to me. That's what it just feels like to me.
Okay.
It just feels like I'm like trying to. I'm like a life coach trying to coach you or something like that. Listen, nigga, I got no. I got no degrees, no none of that. It's just like I said, chat. I've gotten close to Steffi recently these past couple weeks, and I care about him, and it was something I noticed that I wanted to bring to his attention because I fuck with him, and you know that's it. I'm just looking out. You know what I mean?
Is there a certain thing that is worrying you, Steffi? Sorry if this is insensitive to ask right now. I tuned in like 15 minutes ago. I feel like I'm missing some important context. No, I don't think anything was worrying me. To be honest, I don't even remember exactly how we got on this topic.
Don't
Um,
either.
and that's usually how it goes. But I know, I know we were talking about content creation. We were talking about groups and stuff like that. Talked about egos and everything. I ended up saying that I didn't want it. Like, because if I did, I would be doing things differently, which is true. Um,
Oh yeah,
but
we were talking about saying no and shit like that.
yeah, we were talking about events, not going on events and stuff like that. So it wasn't necessarily that something was bothering me. Um, DJ said some string of words like whether I was hard on myself or like he said something, and so it made me ask him for a solution. I was like, okay, if I'm doing this, because he's not the only person who's told me that like I'm doing this, and that might be something I low key just start asking niggas. Like, if someone's going to critique me, I want them to low key give me a solution. And maybe that's like an asshole thing to do, but I don't think so. I honestly believe that at a certain point, if we have judgment, we could also give some type of constructive criticism to actually potentially fix that thing. If niggas really think that
Sure.
I'm hard on myself and they genuinely think that me giving myself a little bit of grace or whatever recommendation they would give me would help me blow up, by all means, give it to me. I've been doing this shit for so long. Not that I would stop doing it, and not that like I just want to blow up right away. I feel like it would be a little bit pointless to blow up and not be able to have the experiences that would need to be gained in order to like maintain it. But
For sure.
nobody's right, nobody's wrong. Right? We live every day. Nobody's going to ever be able to live my life. I'm not going to be able to live anybody else's life as much as like I try to be understanding or someone else might try to understand me. None of us is blown up, right? That doesn't mean that we don't have the answers. It just means it hasn't worked for us yet. So I mean, maybe listening to somebody else and curbing my own ego will actually give me a solution at some point, and we'll be able to get to where we want to fucking be, bro. I don't know. Shit.
Yeah. 100%.
But whether it does or it doesn't, bro, everybody's gonna have an opinion. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really fucking matter, bro. Nobody's gonna lose sleep over whether Steffi Kun is losing sleep or not. That ass. Shit. And probably vice versa. As long as people are getting their shit done, they're smiling, they're eating, they have food, they have a place to stay, I'm sure a lot of us are gonna be fine. And some people don't even care about that shit. So,
Yeah. Thanks.
so fuck it.
What the fuck? Does Twitch have captions?
Not that I know of. I've blown up. Y'all just don't know I'm on that humble timing. Ah, type
Come on, G, put
shit.
us on, bro.
Oh, put us on.
But yeah, and maybe some of the things I said were real, like, as if I knew what you got going on, but at the end of it all, it all boiled down to just grace, and that was I was just
I
trying to be
mean,
constructive, you know. That was my intentions. I didn't have bad intentions, but just for anybody wondering. But that was a good talk though. That was a good conversation. I like
nah,
that.
I definitely assume you meant well. I try to always assume people mean well. So, but um, shit, bruh. I mean, I don't know, bro. I feel like that shit doesn't matter, bro. I think intentions do, but like, I'm not
Yeah,
tripping.
it's not the whole.
I'm not
Okay.
tripping off of anything, bro. Like, if I was, I'd say it. And then if somebody in chat was tripping off something, bro, thanks. But like, if I'm not tweaking out, don't tweak out. Real shit.
Little spiel.
Alrighty.
But
Um.
on the topic of events and stuff, I have been trying to plan like something every week. I don't know how I don't know how long it's gonna last, but every week I'm trying to do some on stream, like not like an event, like a streamer event, but like a stream event. Like the first week I did a chemistry lab stream. This past week I did the Arby's, trying Arby's. So I'm trying to do like something every week, and I want to do something with you. Like a I don't know. Like I feel like we'd be good like hosts for something like a game show or something like that.
You're giving me flashbacks.
No, bro, but like some not not like a like a streamer event, but like I don't know. We should do like a chat. Bro, I maybe I had Arby's like once when I was fucking 3 or 4. Okay, but bro, no, that shit was ass. Okay, a meat sandwich. You're a zombie if you eat that. You're a zombie.
Chat, pick a number between 1 and 4. You can pick 2, DJ, if you want to. I would cook chat in anything. Yeah, I wanted to do chat
Shut up.
events, but I don't know if I'm gonna do that anymore. Um, I'll just do events, and then if people from chat end up joining, then they end up joining. 1? Okay.
Do I say it? I'll say it.
Oh yeah, it don't matter.
3.
Okay. Anybody else? Or do I gotta pick between 1 and 3? 6, 7.
Venom.
Rar, you picked 4.
Hi, Rob. By the way.
Almighty, pick a number between 1 and 4. Yeah, Rar picked 4. So 3. Alright, that's 2 for 3. Any other numbers? Going once. Going twice. Going thrice. Alright. There we go. But I mean, do you have any ideas?
I wanted to do. It's kind of far fetched. I don't know. This is really like just a thought.
Hey, what are the number 4s? I actually had to back out for a second. I was picking who to raid because I was supposed to have been ended. I love y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. 4 was Erica. I saw you were in her chat, so I was like, yeah, let me delete that for him. All right, y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow. And before I end, oh wait, sorry if I'm. Oh wait, cancel the raid.
Yeah.
I got you, twin. 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 Sorry, I'm going back to the topic. I gotta head out. Just wrote some things down regarding the 10 minutes I heard. Thought it doesn't hurt to send through. From what I heard regarding chasing perfectionism and having goals that aren't impossible to achieve, there's a difference between logical possibility and probable possibility. It's logically possible to do anything as a human being, but it's not 100% probable in any circumstance. True, whether your goal is to take a singular step outside today, there's always a probable non-zero resistance to any goal. That's life. You can't expect the unexpected. Just do it your own way. That's facts. That is facts. Like down to the bone. Take care, Steffi. Focus on you, twin. Hey, yo, W Love. Quick save. Nah, he definitely quick saved it. All right, back to the raid. Nah, that was a W. That was a W chat though. Much love, Prox. I hope you have a good night, bro. W explanation too. You explained that in a great way. Invalid username. Oh. Boom. All right, I will see y'all tomorrow. I expect the unexpected. I know. All right.
Fucking God.
Yeah. Oh my G knows all. Good night, Steffi and Cherry. I hope y'all sleep well, bro. Hope everybody has a good night.
Doses. Doses. Oh, there's music playing.
Yeah.
I had to turn. I was like, this is awkward. And then I turn up the volume.